The Ant-Man teaser came out, and I wanted to kind of spearhead this one because I've been really...
You've been down on it since the announcement Edgar Wright was leaving as director.
I've been really down on it since they said that. I love Edgar Wright as a director, and I think he could have done something really fun and great with Ant-Man. The trailer the teaser that was shown, though, was pretty decent. What was interesting to me about it, because it's just a teaser, there's not a lot of story shown. I mean, the suit looks nice and all that. There's a couple of
suit looks great.
There's a couple of effect shots that look cool, but what I like is that they build it up, and it plays perfectly to Ant-Man too. It's got this very serious tone, and the only 2 times Paul Rudd talks in the trailer, he's kind of like...
He's taking the piss out of it.
He's taking the piss out of it.
Yeah.
So, there is still going to be... And that was the problem. I was afraid with Edgar Wright gone, they would try to remove some of the levity of the character. And it doesn't look like they're going to do that. And I'm going to need to see a lot more to get behind it fully again. But at this point, I'm more inclined to see it.
I was originally down on this and with the Avengers film because Hank Pym, the original Ant-Man and a founder of the Avengers, along with Wasp, weren't in the Avengers.
Right.
And so what they decided to do was place them sort of in a I guess, prior generation of heroes where Hank Pym was the original. Now you have the second Ant-Man, Scott Lang, and he's passing the suit along to.
He's great.
I don't know much about that character. I like the original Hank Pym character a lot.
Lang is fantastic.
But I understand why they're doing it, because if Lang is the prominent one now, it makes more sense to have him be the one in the movies.
And I don't know, he fits. I think he's gonna fit in better with the current crop of Marvel superheroes they have. The way they have them talking, wisecracking, the attitude
versus Hank, who's a little more dry,
right? Because I think what he's called in the comic, I think Scott is astonishing Ant-Man, and it's definitely a more comedic
take on it.
A more comedic take on it.
So you do have Wasp's daughter, or Hank and Wasp's daughter, being played by Evangeline Lilly as Hope Van Dyne. So she's going to be in it. So there is that somewhat connection, and of course, Hank Pym is being played by Michael Douglas. So,
who, by the way, I hate.
You don't like Michael Douglas?
I hate Michael Douglas. Well, there's 2 people that make me really, really cringe: Michael Douglas, Phil Collins. Michael Douglas.
What did Michael Douglas ever do to you?
He didn't have to do anything to me. I just don't. I don't
like his attitude.
I don't like his face.
But it's again though another good. At this point, they're not even casting coups, because all their movies now, whether it's what's his name in Thor that got Odin to play, I can't think of it right now, Anthony Hopkins,
yes, or
any of those movies where they get these like grade A old school actors or older actors to appear, and they've now done this constantly.
Yep.
What did we just saw in Guardians of the Galaxy? We saw, what's her name? I'm like blanking this early in the podcast, which is not good at all. That's not a good sign. Anyway, moving on. I'll get to that in a minute. So you were disappointed at first about Edgar Wright being gone, but now you don't mind as much. My reservations about an Ant-Man movie are just that I know he can also like grow up in size,
yes,
besides shrinking. I don't know how easily you could pull off multiple set pieces where he's just shrinking down without it getting repetitious, unless it's done in a way where he constantly shrinks up and down to get away from, you know what I mean, from stuff like that. Then it could be cool. If they
do it dynamically where he's up and down, as for strategy, or I mean if there's something in the movie where suddenly he can't shrink down and now he's got to fight at normal size. But that was a concern of mine too, even going back to when Wright was doing it, was how are you going to get multiple set pieces out of this without boring people, because eventually it's just going to look like scenery changes.
So I just remember Glenn Close from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah.
So actors like Glenn Close, Jeff Bridges, you're getting these sort of seasoned actors that come in and give your movie legitimacy. And by now, these actors that come on, like a Michael Douglas, they now realize these are good properties, they're run well. It's no longer taking that sort of risk.
Right.
That maybe Jeff Bridges back in 2008, that was a semi-risk to do it. So that's what I was trying to say before I just mind farted on Glenn Close's name for some reason. I was thinking of like Glenn Glary, Glenn Ross or something in my head.
Would you say your mind was closed?
So yeah, I think I'm cautiously optimistic about this movie, but if this was to say buy or sell a stock, I'd be neutral right now on Ant-Man. I'm going to see it, of course, but I'm mostly going to see it because I love Paul Rudd.
I do too.
And so that he's selling me in that role.
Yeah.
You know, if it was someone else, probably not. Which again goes to Marvel's credit of knowing how to cast these. At this point, you know, they haven't really swung and missed on any of their major casting decisions.
No.
When you think about it.